I'm Subhash Mathur here. I am an Indian Revenue Service 71 batch officer. I retired as Chief Commissioner of Customs and Excise. And these days, I am monitoring students for civil services exams. Today, we are talking to a topper from 2020 exam, Ms. Snehal Doke, who got 195 out of 275 in the 2020 exam in the interview, and she is now allotted Indian Trade Service. We also have with us Mr. Tarun Govil, who is a Indian Revenue Service officer. He is a graduate from IIM Ahmedabad, and he is practicing lawyer at the present. And finally, we have with us Mr. Santosh Pandey, who is running IAS optimizeIAS.com, and 6 times he cleared the prelims, and 4 times he appeared for the interview. And this interview, we are focusing on the interviews issues in the civil services exam. Okay, Ms. Snehal, I'm going to ask you a few questions to begin with.
Yes.
Let's see. You have appeared for the. There's a problem. Where are you? Sorry. My set of questions has disappeared, and so is my preparations. So, Snehal, how did you prepare for the civil services exam interview in 2020?
Yes. The interview preparation is very different from prelims and mains, as we all know, because here we have to develop our own personality. So, first and foremost, I focused on the DAP, that is detailed application form. Each and every word written in the DAP was worked upon. Like, sir, starting from the name itself, my name, my father's name, surname, and then it goes along like the place where I belong to, where I have taken education from, and then what I am doing presently. And plus, plus we also need to focus on our optional subject also, and whatever the current affairs going on around us that needs to be focused on. So in that way, I prepared for my interview. That is about the static part, we can say. But at the same time, I also focused on how to deliver the answers, how to be more presentable in the interview, and how clearly I can express my views or the things to the panel. So I worked upon it also, sir.
So, Snehal, tell us, what kind of hobbies and interests did you fill out?
In my DAF, I had put hobbies like listening songs, again, paint sketching. So I would like to differ in listening to songs and music. I deliberately used the word songs because if I had used music, then the questions might have come from some classical music or some other traditional music, which I did not want. And that is why I specifically used the word music, songs. So I would like to suggest the aspirants now that we should fill each and every word very carefully because question can come from anywhere and we should be prepared for that. So in that way, and in pen sketching, I used to do pen sketching. That is why I was very much aware that what kind of questions could have come. So I had prepared them well. And another thing is teaching. So that teaching wala hobby is like I had to prepare a lot because when we say teaching, teaching means entire education department, then new education policy, and whatever the current situation in education. So all these things need to be prepared. So in that way, I prepared my hobbies.
So were you asked some questions on your hobbies and interests?
No, sir, not a single question was asked to me.
Did you fill your also your awards and achievements during from school onwards?
Um, Actually, sir, yes, I had put only one award I had got. I remember that was regarding Scout and Guide, and that one only I had put, and I had prepared for
All
it
right.
also.
So, what kind of strategy did you follow for preparing your questions? Did you did
Uh,
you did you practice before a mirror, or did you practice with a friend or something else?
Sir, the first, how I had drawn a strategy that I would like to tell. For as I said, each and every word of the DAP was focused upon. So in that way, I tried to prepare around 25 questions on each topic. Uh, it can be any topic, like starting from name, my hometown, or anything, whatever is there. So I tried to prepare around 25 questions on each, and then I used to ask it myself, and I used to record it because I didn't practice in front of mirror, but I used to record it. I used to watch it again, and then see whatever improvement is needed. So with the help of mobile, I practiced it.
All right, Snehal, thank you so much. Now I'll ask Tarun Govil to ask a few questions on your preparations for the civil services interview. Over to you, Tarun.
Yeah, so thank you. And Snail, thank you for giving us this opportunity. It's such a wonderful thing to meet youngsters. So my first question to you is, how did you prepare your questions and answers on the subject what is commonly known as know thyself?
Uh, yes, sir. That is one of the favorite area of UPSC. Any panel may get interested in asking those questions. So in that way, sir, first of all, I analyzed myself, how I am, what kind of personality I am having, and as I said, starting from the name itself, I tried to correlate my name with my personality. So as my name is Snehal, which means love or something like friendliness, so whether I am like that or what qualities I have. So in that way, I analyzed myself and I found out that there are certain things which are positive and there are certain things in all human beings some negative, which cannot be called negative, but sometimes these are negative. So in that way, sometimes like I get angry very easily. Sometimes I see. So how I can change it or where such point can come. Sometimes I at that time realize that sometimes while giving mock, if some of the panel member is trying to pressurize me or bombard with some questions, so at one point of time I got angry, and that is not good in the real interview, which should not happen. So I realized that one by giving mocks slowly and steadily, I came to know various flaws which were required to be cured. So in that way, I did. And again, knowing thyself means it is nothing but knowing your own personality only, which I believe. So I was knowing that I had been working for 6 years and I had been um, in public affairs for the 6 years. So I had handled the public. So in that way, it was bit easy to deliver answers also or to control if something is matlab, if someone is trying to bombard me with some questions or drag me somewhere else out of the track, so I try to control it like that.
So were there any questions on know thyself? Do you recall?
um, Sir, actually it was not like know thyself, but it was like what you would do if somebody will offer you a bribe. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
one question. It was trying to check my personality itself. So I had prepared the answer for that, and I said I will directly say no because taking a bribe is what we can say. Uh, it is out of law. That in that way I said.
So you mentioned about your work. You had worked for 6 years, so in your personality, you were able to handle the questions very well. So were there any questions about your work-related areas and especially the 6 years of experience in government of Maharashtra?
Yes, sir. I would like to tell you that my entire interview was on my work experience.
Wonderful.
So
Mm-hmm.
starting from the first question itself, and the chairperson himself was very much interested in asking questions. So 80% of the interview was taken by the chairman itself.
So what kind of questions from your work experience did they ask? It will help some of the aspirants to, gauge
Yes,
and
sir.
to prepare accordingly. So if you recall, please share.
Sure, sir. So the first question itself was like, Snehal, you have been working for in the state government for past 6 years. So just tell me your experience. How was it? and I had noted few points from the experience itself, and then I started delivering those. So it was like, sir, one incident had happened with me while working, that I was transferred for no reason. It was just a political interference or political pressure in that case. So that one incident I told him. Again, some of the good incidents also I told, that I got opportunity to work in the remote areas, to work for the downtrodden people or the neglected section of the section. Again, as I worked in the district collector's office, so there the work culture is very different. So all those things I told him, and again, one more question, as I said, that had anyone offered you a bribe, or what you will do if a bribe is offered to you? Then it took to like anti-corruption cases,
Hmm.
or how those are handled. So all those cases. Again, something he used, he said that as you belong to engineering background, how the technology can help you to control corruption. So that one was the question. Again, it was then
So
related
what
to,
answers you gave for that?
sir, I said, as technology can definitely be used to control corruption, because corruption occurs wherever the manual things goes on. When a person is involved, it is quite obvious that his will may change, and he may get corrupt. But when technology is involved and the machine itself does the work of a person, and then the chances of corruption get less, because man-to-man handling of things reduces, and there can be no demand or offer of bribe in case of machines. So in that way, technology can be used.
Great. Okay. What was there any particular dress code you followed, which will help a lot of aspirants, because that's one of the questions we are often asked. So what kind of
Yes,
dress
sir.
code you opted and you followed, and
I
did you find it
opted
was good?
sari. I
Okay.
opted sari, and as I was working earlier also, so I found it very comfortable. But I think dress code is actually necessary. We should follow whatever UPSC has given in its instructions, like formal dresses. So even the trousers and shirts can go if a person is belonging to any corporate sector or all. Otherwise, salwar suit and sari should be worn.
Any particular tip for handling hair for the during the interview? You have to open like hair like this, or you have to
It
tie
is
down?
it is dependent on the person, sir. If she can
No.
carry open hair, then it is well and good, no problem.
Santosh, I am
जी
pass
sir,
the medal to you.
जी sir. Snehal, how many mocks did you attend before the real interview?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, because of Corona, we got lot of time, and I started working upon then giving more and more mocks, and working, means improving myself. So earlier, I had given 3 to 4 mocks which were online, and then I went to Delhi, and I gave physically. I think 4 mocks I had given physically also.
So how did these mocks help you in your preparation?
Uh, Sir, regarding mocks, I would like to say there are two things. Some mocks were really good, but some were not. It I what I realized is whenever we go and give mock, so the person on the other side, uh, he needs to give some improvement or something, or he has to give some feedback. That is the thing. But sometimes that feedback works upon us, and sometimes not, because it is his duty, or we can say that, to give us some feedback, but it is not necessary that it suits us. So yes, definitely we should give more, but we should also, before implementing it, we should also realize that whether it is required or not. Like, I would like to give an example, sir. In one of the mock, I won't take the name. So, as I was working in the government, and it is quite obvious that we cannot criticize the government, even in the mock or in the real interview also. Yes, there can be positive and negative points or sides of both of any aspect, but still we cannot directly criticize. So, a person in one of the mock was trying to insist me to say something against government, which I was denying continuously. And in the feedback in the last, you said that you were talking like a BJP spokesperson. So that I cannot take as a feedback for me because this is not good. If I will criticize government, it can have some negative impact in my real interview also. So in that way, we should first analyze whether it is right or not. Not every feedback are good for us.
So how many mocks would you recommend a new aspirant to go for?
So it depends on person to person. Like if somebody is having very low confidence or he has not spoken, he do not have any stage daring, so he should go for more mocks because the more you give mocks, the more you become comfortable with your speech, with your body language, your way of expressing things. And if you are a bit comfortable or you have a good stage daring and all, then 2 or 3 mocks are sufficient, which I think.
So can you tell us like actually what worked in your favor? Like during the interview, can you recall things like because you got very high marks, 195, which is one of the highest. So what are the factors which played in your favor?
Yes, sir. Uh, so the major factor was my work experience, and which I was wanting that my interview should go in that line. And somehow I was trying to drag the panel in my direction, and which worked very well. So as I said, the first question itself was like, "What was your experience?" And I had made proper points of that, made proper note of that, and how to deliver it. So in that way, I tried to make my take my interview in my own direction, and it went very well in that way. So, I would like to suggest the aspirants that if you have any good quality or you have worked upon anything or you have an experience of something which is good for the society at larger scale, then you should definitely try to show it to the panel what quality you have. So, if they are interested, they will keep on asking questions again and again on that same particular topic, and in a way that interview will get converted into a simple discussion, which happened with me also. And then you can be assured of good marks, which I was also assured because at certain particular time, I realized that it was just a discussion. It was not at all an interview for me.
Okay. And during your, because you have been preparing for this exam for so many years, this was your like multiple attempts did you
8 years.
take?
Yes,
So
it was my
how did you manage your like motivation and morale during this preparation journey? And what suggestion you
uh,
have for aspirants who are going for multiple attempts, who have faced failures before?
sir. The major factor behind staying in this difficult procedure was, and the major confidence level, major factor behind my confidence level was my job, which I would like to tell you. Because, sir, I could stay here because I had something in my hand. But there are certain aspirants who are not doing any job and they are just preparing for 5 years, 6 years, say. So sometimes the panel members are very curious to ask, what have you been doing since long? So why you are taking so much time? So sometimes if a person is prepared for that answer, then it is good. But many a times the person gets stuck over here. What answer should I give now? Because I had been preparing, only preparing, and I don't have any other thing to do. So sometimes the panel may not be happy with those answers and they may end up in less marks. So what I would suggest to the aspirants is when you are trying for UPSC, you're going for 2 or 3 attempts, that is sufficient. But after that, you should also try for something else, take some job in hand and then continue your preparation, which I also did. I took some time to clear this exam, but I could stay in this competition, or what we can say in this difficult procedure, just because of my job only.
And what was the role of your family or mentor guide in this journey?
Sir, my family has been very supportive. My mother, father, in fact, as I'm married, so my husband and my in-laws were also very supportive. And I took guidance from my seniors who had cracked this exam. And also, I had been working in district collectorate. I had worked under about 4 collectors, and all of them were very supportive. They also shared their own experience during the interview or the mains, and they helped me a lot. And also they provided me leave for the preparation. So all of them have helped me. My friends were also very much supportive. And even, sir, I would like to thank Mathur sir and Drutsi ma'am. This mock interview was really very nice for me because the actual questions were asked in this mock.
Okay, Mathu sir.
Uh, Thank you, Snehal. It's been wonderful having you with us, and your answers that should really help the upcoming aspirants and candidates who are going to appear this year for the interview and for subsequent years. And so it's been a pleasure having you with us. And you have any last words before we close this interview?
Uh, yes, for the aspirants, I would like to say, sir, just don't give up. Try to give your best in every attempt till you crack the exam, and just do not give up. Just do not leave this entire journey just because you are not cracking it in 2 or 3 times in that way. Okay, that is fine that you need job and you have to do something else. That is okay, but just don't leave this exam as you are unable to crack it. It had been my eighth attempt, and till that eighth attempt, I had been fighting and to crack this. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Thank you, Snehal, for the lovely message you have given us. Thank you, Tarun Govil, for
Thank you,
being with
sir.
us. And Santosh, thank you for being
Thank you, Mathur sir.
for
Thank you, Snehal.
organizing this.
Thank you, Tarun
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
and goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.